This week is an exciting week. We've actually made a few little upgrades.
This is where the shitty rig comes in.
Chaos for me. We're waiting for a delivery. Why are we here? Issue in this building with flooding. I have to. There's no other way we can make it work. This really sucks. Welcome back to another week in the life of me and my company, Menace Media. This week is an exciting week. We've got two shoots, one of them being in our studio, which is always super exciting. As you might know from last week's vlog, we have started Movember. Now, we've all got different challenges. Some of us are just growing mustaches, some of us are running or walking a certain distance. Myself, I'm doing the mustache, which you can kind of tell. I've never grown facial hair in my life. I've never actually attempted it. I'm naturally quite patchy and a bit baby-faced, but we're giving it a go, and I'm quite excited to see how it goes. But the running, I've not ran in years, and I'm happy to say that so far we're on day 4 and I've ran 8 kilometers. That was 2 runs, one that was 3 kilometers, my first run, and one that was 5 kilometers, which I'm incredibly happy with. I didn't think I'd get to a 5K this early. I pushed through, it was bloody hard, and now my body hurts, but we're on the recovery. And tomorrow I'll be doing my third run, which I aim to be another 5K if I can. And I'm also feeling good about it now, because at first 60 kilometers feels really daunting, but I feel like now I should be able to achieve it. Another update is we are getting closer to potentially locking in a date for our Menace hike, which will be part of those kilometers. We're looking at Snowdonia on the 16th, Saturday the 16th of this month. Now I'm gonna get into this week. I'm here before everybody else. I just wanna make sure that I've got everyone's schedules nice and clear. I jot down all of the notes because we start off every week with a kickoff where we can go through everyone's individual projects, make sure that everyone's happy, understood, and there's nothing that needs to be addressed that sort of overlapped from last week to this week. So I'm gonna crack on with that, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Whilst I'm busy working, James is down in the studio getting set up for tomorrow. And there we are at the end of a very chaotic day. Sorry I didn't vlog, I've been stuck at my desk. We've had a wild level of influx. It might be because we're towards the end of the year, everyone's getting towards the end of their budget, and I need to spend some money. Great for us, but also chaos for me, chaos. Just for context, today, you heard it, 2 massive jobs that I quoted for a little while ago just came in, and I needed to schedule them because I spent the whole of Friday scheduling, and I was so worried that there was not going to be space. We quoted these a little while ago and they've just come in, and it's just one of those where I needed to get it done because I needed to know if they would fit. And thankfully they do. Took a lot of juggling, but we got there in the end, and we've managed to balance our projects so that everyone can get everything on time, doesn't affect anyone's current deadlines or schedules, all good. As you saw, while I was working upstairs, James was down here working on this set, which you might remember from a few weeks ago now, where we shot some videos. And then if you remember from that vlog as well, we'd done a bunch of content for this client, quoted, the whole thing was signed, approved, deposit was paid, all in like 15 minutes, which was like a new record, and it was unreal. That shoot that was signed, sealed, approved is happening tomorrow/Wednesday. This is part 1, and we've actually made a few little upgrades which are interesting over the last one. You might notice that our table is on top of another table. If any of you are filmmakers, you'll know there's a Instagram or Facebook page called Shitty Rigs, and this is most certainly a little bit of a shitty rig. Essentially what we had last time was a bit of an issue where these tables are just, you know what, they're normal height tables, but our model who we were using and they're using again, she's quite tall. So the shots were just awkward because the product was just too low and she's having to bend over a bit. So what we've done is we've put it on top of another table, and then if you look closely,
this is where the shitty rig comes in. We needed a bit more height, so we've got a lot of different rolls of gaff tape underneath the surface.
You know, they always say that gaff tape is the solution to everything, but not usually in this sense, where it's just the whole roll is like the support. And I know what you're thinking. It is sturdy, it is secure, it's solid as. There's so many rolls under there, and they're positioned nicely. Nothing's gonna go wrong. And at the end of the day, it's what you can see on camera that matters, and it looks good. Tomorrow, James is gonna be down here shooting this and making some more videos for our client, and it should be pretty awesome. The one thing that I'm now waiting for, because it's just gone 6 o'clock at night, I'm meant to have gone home by now, but we're waiting for a delivery. The other issue we had with our shoot last time was this backdrop, whilst it's quite big, it's a little bit restrictive. It's 10 foot wide. When we're trying to frame up, we just wanted a little bit more width in the frame so we can have a bit more of a wider angle, but we were restricted by the border of this. So I put in an order back then for a bigger one that's 20 foot. But there was a backlog and it had to be special ordered, and it said it was gonna be 5 to 6 weeks. But Saturday, just gone, I had a notification. It's been shipped and it's arriving today. But it says it's not arriving until, well, up until 8 PM. So I guess I'm chilling here for the evening, but it's okay. I got a lot to do and I spent so much time scheduling today that I can catch up on the things that I was meant to do. Time is 10 past 8. It said it would be here between 10 AM and 8 PM. I've sat here waiting. Obviously, thankfully we have the Xbox, but I don't think they're coming, which is super gutting because we really could have done with that wider backdrop for tomorrow's shoot. Yeah, I'm torn between two things. I can either stay 10 more minutes and then call it, or just go. This really sucks. Good morning, it's Tuesday. Started today off with another run towards my 60k goal, and I managed to pull out 5.5 kilometers, which I'm pretty happy with. I didn't think I was going to do a 5k today. I woke up the drive to the gym, I was so tired, but once you start running, I was like, I'm going to aim for a 3k. I sort of approached the 2.5k mark and I was like, that's only another one of those. So I sort of pushed through and managed to achieve it in a new fastest time as well, with only 2 periods of slowed down for walking. My aim is to get to the point where I'm able to do a 5k with no stopping, no walking. Anyway, getting into today, so I've already been in this morning, done some stuff. Chaos is already beginning, but before that I've just been on a call with a prospect and it didn't go how I envisioned it. Normally these calls, so to give some context, that this call in particular, we reached out to this prospect I think more than 2 months ago. They responded, they were quite keen for the call, and over the course of the last 2 months we had multiple calls set, and every time on the day of the call they would cancel for one reason or another. For whatever reason I stuck through and just continued on, and I went on a call with them just now and it just did not go how I planned. My intention, obviously, as we reached out to them, is to gauge whether or not there's opportunity for us to assist them with video production services. Very quickly in the call, it was very apparent the tables were turned. This person was trying to sell to me. That's a first that's happened to me. Like, the questions they would ask me are, what growth are you trying to achieve in the next 2 years, blah blah blah, what's your goals, ambitions, and I'm a bit like, where's this going? So I just asked bluntly, I just felt like I don't want to waste anyone's time. What I was looking to achieve from this call today was to discuss opportunities for us to help you with video. Are there currently any opportunities for that? And then he just says, no, not at all. And I was like, why are we here? Often whenever something like this happens, I try to learn from it and understand where it went wrong and what led us to this point. My assumption is that the wires got crossed because I was passed on to someone else. And that's that. But otherwise, as for today's chaos, so I was discussing yesterday about how I've been spending so much time embedded in these calendars trying to schedule the last 2 months of this year to make sure that our projects are going to be on time and on point. Yesterday we sent off all of the timelines to all of the clients just to make sure that they're happy. You know, they've got their windows where they need to provide feedback to us and all these things. I need to make sure that they're completely comfortable with that and capable to achieve that. They don't have any annual leave or something that might clash. 2 of them have come back and made rather large changes which don't affect anything negatively, but they just wanted more time between drafts to provide feedback, which for us just means I need to go into the calendar again and just spread everything out further without it affecting other projects. So big job to do. But in other good news, we had a project come in just this morning, which is really awesome. 6 days worth of filming, which is always really nice, and obviously from that will become lots and lots of edits off the back of it. I just need to find some time for that one as well. Likewise with the last few days, I'm going to spend the next couple of hours deep in the calendar just getting to grips with everything that I need to book in and make sure that we're all good. Whilst I'm busy up here doing all of that, James is downstairs in the studio working with one of our clients. Obviously you saw yesterday he was building the set, but what we'll do now is check in with James and I'll catch you after. Currently reviewing a little bit of footage that we got either last week or the week before when we were doing our equipment maintenance, more specifically on the drone, and I asked the chaps to send it up and have a look at our roof. We have historically had an issue in this building with flooding, and the culprit is this gutter. Now we'll overlay some footage now which shows you right now sort of we're on the back end of autumn, perhaps even the start of winter. When does winter begin? Oh damn, yeah, Saturday 21st December. Really? I didn't know that. Because we're firmly in autumn and the leaves are falling off the trees, and there's a set of trees right next to our building. They are literally just like falling straight into this gutter here. Every 3 months our landlord comes along and cleans out the gutter. What I've done is I've sent him that footage and some screenshots and just said, is this at the level we should be concerned at yet or not? But it's nice, we've never actually done this before, we've inspected it ourselves. I've never seen this the top of the roof before. I think we'll do this more often because it might help us see it before it happens and save me some pain when it comes to dealing with water inside the building. And always, for some reason, the main culprit or the main area that's affected is our kit room, which is really inconvenient, but it's good that we've done this. Good morning, it's Wednesday and James has just headed out to today's shoot. The weather's not ideal, but fingers crossed the results from the shoot still look really nice. Optimus Grime, hard at work. Okay, it is Wednesday and the silly season saga chaos continues. Today's already off to a really strong start. 2 new projects have just showed up. Don't know what's going on, don't know what energy we are putting out to the universe, but I'm loving it. It's fantastic, but I'm just living in the calendar as always. I've already sent off both quotes, and the main thing I was trying to achieve this morning was just making sure that we can handle this, because I'm not gonna lie, the build up to Christmas is getting intense. Everything is scheduled to a T. Even I am going to be on some edits, which is rare these days. These days my job is sometimes on shoots, other times here working on the business, quoting and doing all those things. It's rare that I get to do an edit, but I have to. There's no other way we can make it work. But obviously very thankful for it, and I've kind of put little pencils where those jobs would fall should they be approved. In other news, I've been spending time this morning. So you might remember last week or the week before, we were trying out our new uniforms and we ordered this as well as a new t-shirt, but there was an issue with the t-shirt, which was it had a wonky logo on the back. We did speak to that supplier, and in their opinion it's within what they deem acceptable, but I don't think we can deem that as acceptable. I think if the logo's wonky and like noticeably wonky to your eye, I think that's a problem. So I put out a post on LinkedIn, any recommendations for a local custom workwear supplier, and there's been one person / business in particular that's come up 4 times. So I've sent them an email, I've let them know what we've experienced with our other supplier and what we're looking to achieve and what the sort of things we're looking to purchase. The one thing that I've sort of strived for this time, for the first time ever with uniform, is for us to be able to visit them in person and try the things on before they're embroidered. Hopefully, because this company is local, we can just go to their facility and just have a look around and have a browse, which would be much better and efficient and less time consuming, and hopefully their results will be better. I'm just prepping for 2 calls back to back, one with a new supplier of ours that's helping us with one of our marketing channels, and then the other one is with another potential project. As far as I can tell, the prospect has not ventured into the world of video before, so they don't really know what they want, and they don't know what their budget is, and they don't know what, don't know anything. So happy to have a quick conversation though and just find out a bit more. So we'll see what happens, and if it does have to fit in this year, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Good morning, it's Friday, and you've probably noticed already, I didn't vlog yesterday. I don't know what is going on, but jobs are coming in thick and fast, and I just needed to just get on top of that quick. I mean, yeah, just to give you a little bit of an insight as well. So yesterday we got a new animation project, which is nuts, and the difficulty there is our animation department, as it were, is essentially Ben. Others in the team have more than enough capabilities to animate and do motion graphics. However, they are also very busy. another shoot was confirmed, and then 2 more shoots came in, one of which is this year that I need to try and squeeze in. I've sent some dates to the client where we can squeeze it in, and the other one thankfully is going to be early next year. I've got a call in about 45 minutes I'm just prepping for now with a different arm of a existing client's business. Like this business that in particular is ginormous. There's like 10,000 people who work there, so we've worked with a department of people for 3 or 4 years now, and then this other department's now got in touch with some other stuff, so I've got a call with them. As much as it's the same or within an umbrella of a similar company, we're going into this call treating it like it is a new client. Other than that, just a little like life update. I've only like, I don't have to describe this, but I do think I'm suffering from a little bit of burnout, and when it happens, the remedy is just simply get away for a bit. And by a bit I mean it could just be a weekend. The back end of yesterday, like when I left the office last night, I was so like mentally drained. I kind of just went home, and it was my friend's birthday, and I had intentions to like, we weren't going to go out, we play video games, so we were going to game and stuff, but I was so, I don't even know, like just, I didn't want to do anything, which I think is so weird. And it's like you've just got this like wall internally where you just don't want to go and do something. You just want to sit. Like I just wanted to like sit on the couch and watch Harry Potter actually. So I just watched Harry Potter. I've woken up this morning with a very similar sort of thing. Like I got into the office a bit later today. Like I really I'm lacking motivation, which is annoying because obviously we're heading into wild but busy period. But my theory is, or my action plan rather today is, I think I'm just going to take it relatively easy today, finish at a good time, have a very chilled, good weekend, bit of space, mental breathing room, so that then I can come in next week feeling back and engaged. I always like use references to like boats for some reason. I'm the captain, and I always think that the captain is the core motivator for everybody. When you're up, everyone's up. When you're down, everyone's down. The main thing you have to remember when you're in this position is you can't let people know when you're low, or if you're having a bad day. You can't do that. And I'm pretty good at doing that, but I am extremely grateful of all of the work. And I don't think the work is actually the reason for this. I don't think that my like recent workload of trying to manage the workload is the cause. I think this is an accumulation of the last few months. We've been pushing unbelievably hard with a lot, you know, like the rebrand and everything else and recruitment and all these things. I think it's an accumulation of all of that compiling, and now I'm just at like, I need some sleep and some time to chill. I mean, it's important to talk about these things, you know. You can't, it's not like hustle culture is a big thing, you know, like work 15 hours a day and I wake up at 3 a.m, go to the gym, and then I do yoga, then I go to work, then I have 6, 7, 8 meetings, and then I do yoga again and go back to the gym, and then I go back to work. And it's unrealistic. Chill. Listen to your body. Know when your body needs just a little bit of a break. I'll tell you the other thing as well that I think has compiled with this. I've always been relatively good at like maintaining a decent fitness schedule. Like, more so than the fitness is just going to the gym and the mental space that you get. And I'll tell you what, in the last month I went to the gym like twice, which is not good. Point is, listen to your body. Sometimes you just need a break. And I think for me, that is what this weekend will be. Right, I'm going to prep for this call coming up, get my coffee down, and then, you know, spring up the bit of energy that I've got and give that one a blast, and hopefully all good. Because that client in particular, the other side of it that we've worked with before for many years, are absolutely fantastic and definitely one of our best clients. So if we can work well with this team as well, that will be fantastic. Look what finally arrived. All this time later. I was meant to come on Monday, and every single day of this week it had the your parcel's out for delivery and due with you by, oh crikey, tripod's going a bit soft. Yeah, every single day your parcel will be with you by X hour till X hour. And every day it's, we've missed you, we couldn't find you. And I'm like, how? But eventually the guy finally knocked on the door today, and it's finally arrived and ready for our next shoot. So that is a black backdrop that is double the size of our existing one, meaning we've got more room to play with for future shoots like the ones we've just done. which is awesome. It is now 5:30, so we're at the end of this week. And I must sincerely apologise for the lack of vlogging in this week. I feel really bad, but this week and last week have been hectic and amazing at the same time. You know, this random influx of work is something we've really needed. Yeah, I'm welcoming it with wide arms for a big old cuddle, but the thing is, yeah, I think it's just clashed with me at the same time in terms of like a little bit of a burnout. But as I said earlier today, I'm going to rest up this weekend, chill, and then next week we hit it, and we hit it hard, because we need to make sure that we are on time, on point, and if anything, ideally ahead of time. In other good news, I have just watched the render for episode 6, which is going live this Sunday, and I thoroughly enjoyed that vlog. It was the one where we went to Cornwall. Really good shoot. If you missed it, go check it out. I'm genuinely really happy with that one. I think that the weeks that have the most action and shoots are definitely like the strongest weeks for this vlog. The ones where it's admin-y, it's really hard to vlog about, because more often than not it's stuff I just can't talk about. It's also just, I don't want the vlog to be like a every other hour update at my desk. It just feels so boring, and I'm trying to obviously space it out with things like making coffee or jumping into a meeting or whatever, and I want this to feel raw and authentic, and I want it to be real, which is, that's the reality. Some days are just desk bound, but definitely the ones where we go out and do cool things are the ones that are the strongest for you and your enjoyment. So I'm going to try and keep those up. The good news is we have multiple shoots every single week all the way up until the end of this year, which is awesome. And loads of them are really awesome as well, like all different types of things, from events to documentaries to food and beverage. Like there's loads of stuff, so lots of variety, lots of awesome stuff coming up. And there's a camping video coming very soon. Keep your eyes peeled, there's more exciting stuff. It's just this week was super admin heavy, but there was a couple of shoots. Obviously I was involved with them, so I don't know what you've seen. I'm sure it was cool, but hopefully the vlog was still entertaining. Anyway, without further ado, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This is very exciting.
It's cold, Jimbo.
Now it's time for B-roll. Today we're heading to Snowdonia.